Hello everyone, how are we all doing? Welcome back to the Matchday Tavern. We've had a little 24-hour hiatus because of, unfortunately, somebody tried to pull a fast one with the Women's African Nations Cup. We were all set, we were all there, I had the thumbnail done, I had everything all scheduled, and we were going to watch Tanzania against South Africa women in the Women's AFCON. I honestly, it's baffling how far these hoaxes can go nowadays. Someone has obviously created a blag Instagram or a blag post somewhere, and they've sent it out. And literally, I can't tell you that, it's mad. It's absolutely mad to me. They've sent out this Instagram post saying that there's going to be the Women's African Nations Cup is getting broadcast on Channel 4. And like major news organisations, the New York Times ran with it and said Channel 4 are going to be broadcasting the Women's AFCON. So I was like, great, sorted, so that's what we're going to watch. Turns out Channel 4 didn't know a thing about it. They haven't bid for anything. So yeah, mad. But there you go, that's why we weren't live yesterday. Now though, we are going to be watching Shamrock Rovers versus Ararat Armenia. One of two very similarly named clubs in Armenia. There's Yerevan and Ararat Armenia. Yerevan, and they're very similar, to the point where if you type Ararat Armenia in, I think you get Yerevan's website. It's a completely different club. So yes, there's that to think about. Anyway, this game tonight, Shamrock Rovers are 2-0 down from the first leg in Armenia. They are back for this one tonight. And, I'm really hoping Shamrock can turn it round. It'll be great for them if they can. Pico Lopez, the star of the World Cup for Cape Verde. He is in the lineup tonight. Roberto Lopez, Pico Lopez, as he's known. He is in the lineup tonight for Shamrock Rovers. You can watch this with me on League of Ireland, if you so choose to. I'm just trying to make sure I'm signed in. I think I am signed in, aren't I? I'm sure I'm signed in. Watch live, that's what we want. Yeah, watch live. Come on, help a brother out. Perfect. Yes, okay. Fantastic. We're live. We're live on League of Ireland. Let's go full screen. Bang! Love it. Fantastic. Okay. Let's get the chat on the screen and let's say hello to everyone in the chat tonight. How are we all doing, everyone? Good to see you. Aftab, great to see you, mate. Not Daniel, City of Northville, great to see you as always, mate. Sam, Bradders, Sarah, who else have we got in? Yo, big up Key Thomas, long time no see. How are you? I'm very good, mate. How are you, more importantly? Never mind how I am. How are you? How the devil are you? Good to see you in. Bradders, is there any way to actually watch the Women's AFCON in the UK? No, that's a crazy thing. There is no legal way, as far as I'm aware, to watch the Women's AFCON. And this hoax post that went out said that DAZN had got it, Channel 4 had got it, and it was like this big thing, you know, pushing the women's game. And yeah, very sadly, no, nothing at all. Sad. Kai Singh says, what do you think of today's match? I'm really hoping that Shamrock can turn it round. And I think they'll get... I think both teams to score. Let's back both teams to score. Will they be able to turn it round? Yes. Yes, let's hope so. El Football Bandits, you're watching the Toffees, Key? Absolutely not, lad. Absolutely not. I'm watching a bit of Shamrock Rovers. Let's go through the lineups. For Ararat Armenia, it is João Bravim in goal, Malice, Wilson Valdez and Junior Julio at the back. Grigorian and Oliveira in the wing-back positions, Muradyan and Carlier in midfield, and it's the front three of Artur Serabyan, who's kind of the young star of Armenian football at the minute. Artur Serabyan, he played in the last game against Shamrock. Sandro Lima starts up front. He scored the late goal. 35 years of age, Sandro Lima scored a late goal to make it 2 against... Sorry, he scored the early goal, I apologise. He scored the early goal. The late goal was by the other player on the left-hand side, Banjaqui. Zidane Banjaqui. Zidane Banjaqui. Noel. So there you go. You've got Banjaqui from Guinea-Bissau, Sandro Lima from Brazil, and Artur Serobian. They are the danger men tonight for Ararat Armenia. For Shamrock, it's McGinty, Mulroney, Pico Lopez at centre-back and Grace, Sobowale and Brennan in the wing-back positions, Watts, Healy, Byrne, and then it's a front two of Graham Burke and Aaron Green, the experienced two up front. Graham Burke, 32 years of age, been at Shamrock Rovers now for 7 years. Aaron Green, 8 years since he arrived from Bray, been a regular goal scorer, 36 years of age. Opinions on Barcola to Liverpool? I honestly, mate, I just don't understand it personally. I think he is the best we can get, but I don't think that's I don't necessarily think that's the reason to spend 130 million. Pete, good evening everyone on Key. Same to you, mate. How are you doing? Excuse me, lad, what happened with your old channel? Old channel's still there, mate. Premier League Dad is still there. We will still be doing bits on Premier League Dad when the season starts. I'm thinking of turning it into more of a phone-in type thing. But all match day stuff is going to be over here. Just wanted to slightly rebrand. So yeah, we've got the match day stuff. All of the watch-alongs are going to be over here now. Premier League Dad is going to be more of a weekly phone-in, where if you want to phone in, you can have a phone in. We can have a chat about different subjects. It's going to be a bit more talk sport without the clickbait. Bit of that. Shahid says hello, Key, and everyone in the chat. Looking forward to a good watch. Well, let's hope so. Mike Key, what do you think of the two old men that have just signed for Chelsea? I think that's quite a smart move, depending on how much they get them for. Henderson and Welbeck are about as good as it gets in terms of additions to your dressing room. I think Henderson's a very underrated player. Welbeck too. Did well last season. Plenty of people thought Welbeck deserved a call up to the World Cup. Henderson did go to the World Cup. So yeah, I think both are very, very decent signings. Tulipa is the manager of Ararat Armenia. Not Tulipa, Tulipa. And Shamrock Rovers continue to be managed by Stephen Bradley. How's it going, Liam? Good to see you. We're off and underway here. Clock has got underway, hasn't it? I think it has. Tell me it has. Yeah, there you go. I love not being able to. I hate when I've got to actually do the scores myself and everything. It's brilliant when it just updates on its own. But the problem is we only have to do that on the really, really niche games, like the Icelandic League. Kieran Baines, hi mate. Ipswich signing Maeda. What a signing. And now 6'9" goalkeeper Kjell Scherpen. Is he? Well, he'll be the tallest ever player in the Premier League, won't he? Kjell Scherpen. I think he will. Carl, how do you feel about Liverpool transfers so far? Do you think they might have done more by now? Yes, good ball down the right side. Shamrock just offside. Yeah, I thought we might have done a bit more by now, but I'm also not overly worried. Liverpool have always been a bit peculiar in terms of how we approach the transfer market. Sometimes we'll nail 3 or 4 signings in a week. It's happened before. It's mad. We've always been a bit unorthodox in that sense. Shahid, Liverpool have a verbal agreement with Barcola and he believes in Liverpool project, just sorting out final price. Who's the snitch? Come on, Shamrock, from a Celtic fan. Yes! Come on, Shamrock. So it seems Vinny Jr. was using Arsenal and reeling the Arsenal fans in just to stay at Real Madrid. Oh, well, who would have ever thought that would be the case? Who would have ever predicted that? Who would have ever thought for 1 second that Vinny Jr. was using Arsenal? Can't believe no one spotted that one. Brad has just done some Googling. The official CAF YouTube channel is streaming every... Oh, is it really? Oh, well, hey, there you go. Fair play. As far as I was aware, it was only selected games and it wasn't the one yesterday. But, again, I'll bow to your knowledge on that one, mate. I have no idea. Savinio forcing move to Spurs. I'm loving life. Hey, good luck to him. Savinio to Spurs. That's a hell of a move for Spurs. Starting to shape up to be a pretty decent team now, Spurs. Savinio, Tonali, Mateus Fernandes, Kulusevski coming back, Maddison coming back. It's a very, very decent side. I was wondering when you'd give some cheek for that. You've been on a roll. Well, I got that one right, definitely. Christ, there's not much I get right, but when I do get it right, I'm going to give it to him down the banks. Liam Delap to Forest. Is that what's happening? Liam Delap to Forest. Go on, Cock. That's brilliant. That's actually not a bad move for Forest, that. What do you think about that 3-star? I was watching... Oh, sorry, where are we up to? Key, I'd love to send you some of my work on Discord, if that's all right, mate. Pfft, absolutely not. What do you think I am? Some sort of charity? I'm only messing. I couldn't even say that without laughing. Of course, I'd love to see some of your work, mate. Yes, please do so. Please do. Could you check your DMs? I swear to God, I've only got it on this phone over here. So I can't check it till I've finished the live. But I promise you, as soon as I finish the live, remind me. Well, don't remind me, I will remember. I'll have a look and I'll message you back. NS, what game will you be watching tomorrow? What game will I be watching tomorrow? Liverpool-Wrexham tomorrow. It's a late night one, so I'm weighing that one up. But up to now, Liverpool-Wrexham. The alternative is that tomorrow maybe we do... I don't think there's anything else really worth doing. There's friendlies. Friendlies all day, sadly. So there's not really a huge amount. We could do New Saints or Derry City, Rijeka. We could do Balkani Bohemians. We could do them. Could do them on Thursday night. I might do. Maybe we'll do a different game on Thursday night. Can you watch Spurs at 10:45? I can't, mate. I can't watch Spurs at 10:45. I was going to do Chelsea and Western Sydney Wanderers, and I was literally there ready to watch it, and then I looked at the lineups and I was like, I don't think there's a first team Chelsea player in there. It's like Liverpool. None of them are actually putting any top first teamers out. I think because of the World Cup, coaches are just so risk averse with it, aren't they? A blind man could have seen what was happening with Vinny, and I did. You did indeed. You called it, mate. Never been so happy to have a player stolen out from United, under United as Delap. Is there any news? Have we missed anything, or have I missed anything, Northville, on United's transfer rumours? Anything that were... Because it feels like it's all gone quiet on the Western Front. A little bit. 3-star, I think it's only talk at the moment. Some of our fan base not happy, but I'd take him in a heartbeat. Why would they not be happy with that? I think Liam Delap's an entirely reasonable signing for someone like Nottingham Forest, who maybe aspire to be kind of mid-table this year, maybe even pushing on and try. Liam Delap's a very decent striker. I think the Chelsea move just came a bit too soon for him, but he was pretty good at Ipswich and done well at youth level for England as well. Shamrock Rovers studied up to the far post, headed behind. That's a bit of a dodgy one, that, from the defender. Ararat Armenia all at sea. Shamrock Rovers get the corner. This is good. This is good. Hearts are still 0-0. They've got a long way back, haven't they? 4-0 down from the first leg against Sturm Graz. I always thought that was a pretty pointless one to watch. The second one. Good ball in. Ararat Armenia. Oh, I tell you what, so close to 1-0. And that would have been 3-0 on aggregate and might well have been the tie over. When is the Premier League series being shown on Sky? Do you know what? I honestly don't know. I don't think it is, to be honest. I think the Premier League Summer Series is only going to be, six or 7 games, something like that. So there's not a huge amount of games to be shown, and they're all basically being broadcast on the club channels. Garvey, what station is the game on? It's on League of Ireland TV. Reece, Vinny shugging off Arsenal for Madrid. Worst footballing decision ever. We called it though, didn't we? We did call it. We did call it. Key, if you'd like any posters for your thumbnails or anything, I can do that, mate. I'd be interested to see. I'd definitely get your advice on it, mate. Definitely, I'd love to get your, because again, I'm a bloody novice at it, to be honest. Not even that. I wouldn't even say I'm an amateur. Good stuff. Great stuff. In his relegation season at Ipswich, Liam Delap got 12 goals. That's 12 goals better than Luca got for us. I despair sometimes with our fan base. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I feel the same with Liverpool fans from last season as well. Sometimes it's just a bit of a disconnect. And Liam Delap, I think, is a perfectly reasonable signing for Forest. I know you want to... Everyone would want them to go and get maybe an exciting young Brazilian centre-forward or someone like that, but Liam Delap's a very, very fine centre-forward, I think. Martin Nolan, 3-0 to Rovers. Come on, let's hope so. Argavi, I'll give you a view on it. We need a replacement for Trossard. I would love Vinny at Arsenal. Vinny wouldn't be a replacement for Trossard. Vinny would be the left winger, wouldn't he? Trossard was almost a bit of a backup for Arsenal at times. Everyone and their brother said Chelsea needs experience and have all kids, so they go to get some and everyone roasts them for bringing in geezers. I actually think it's a really shrewd move from Xabi Alonso to go and get Henderson and Welbeck. I swear to God, I wouldn't have minded. If Liverpool had gone and signed Danny Welbeck and Jordan Henderson, I wouldn't have batted an eyelid at it. Jordan Henderson is exactly the sort of player Liverpool are missing at the minute. And Danny Welbeck, if we've not got a centre-forward with just Isak, basically, I wouldn't have minded Danny Welbeck coming on at all. Excuse my ignorance, but do Wrexham have a club channel? Pfft, you ignoramus, I can't believe you... Can't believe you don't know about Wrexham Fan TV. I'm sure they do. I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's give them some free promotion. Wrexham AFC. I mean, they've got a YouTube channel and they've got a... No, I don't think they do, actually. I don't think they do. Stream info. Available now. Log in. Oh, no, you can. Yeah, you can. You've got to be like a Wrexham member or something like that. So yeah, it is. There is a paid streaming service via the Wrexham website. But it's not quite a TV channel. Daz Yoki, what's your 11 for tomorrow? Do you think we see Wirtz or any of the first teamers? Well, Wirtz has joined up with the squad. I think quite a few of the other World Cup lads have as well now. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see maybe a few of those players make some appearances off the bench. But again, I think it's going to be a relatively... Shamrock Rovers, edge of the box, got to strike it. Oh, what a goal! It's 1-0. What an absolute brilliant goal that is. And that lights the game up. Yes. Go on, Rovers. Go on, Rovers. Get in there. What a finish that was. I think it was Green as well, was it? Unbelievable goal, that. Was it Green or Healy? Ball just rolls to the edge of the box, opens his body up just nicely and curls it. It is Healy. Just bends it round the edge of the defender. Keeper, no chance. Shamrock Rovers 1, Ararat 0. 12 minutes in. It's 2-1 on aggregate to Ararat, but I think we've got a game on now. Yes! The game is on. Here we go. What a strike that is. Wonderful goal. Ah, it's top quality. How's it going, Simon? Good to see you, Donna. Milky Moo, come on, Rovers. Joe says this Bruno stuff is getting a joke now, Key. Just put the bid in, Arsenal. It's not difficult. Oh, no, don't tell me there's going to be a VAR check, sir. There might be a VAR check. What for? As the ball comes in. What's it for? There's no VAR check on that. No, that's easy. There's no handball. There's no nothing. There's no offside. No, it's a beautiful goal. Fabulous goal. Come on, ref. Wake up. That's not... There's no chance that's getting VAR'd. No chance. Luke KB, what channel are you watching it on? There's a big clue, Luke, right in the middle of your screen, mate. Right here. I've put it smack bang in the middle of the screen so people can't miss it. Somehow you did. But yeah, it's right there, buddy. Jam Tarts, 1-0 down. Oh, fucking hell, Hearts. Jesus Christ. Well, at least that confirms it. At least that confirms we made the right choice. Hearts 4-0 down from the first leg. They're a goal down in the second leg. Perfect. At least we know now. I would like to see Hearts turn it round, but 5-0 down, it ain't going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Sorry, bro. Hey, don't worry about it, Luke. I was only winding you up, mate. It's all good. I'm going to go on vacation tomorrow to Ljubljana and afterwards to Zagreb, so I'm happy. Lovely. Ljubljana. I watched Liverpool play Olympia Ljubljana many years ago in the Champions League. Or was it UEFA Cup? I can't remember. But yeah, we played Ljubljana, and Zagreb's a beautiful place. Zagreb and Split. I'd quite happily live out my days in Split. Sarah, if you're on the phone key, you can't see it. If you're on the phone key, you can't see what? What for? What's going on? Why is there a VAR check on this for so long? I honestly have no idea what's going on here. This is still being VAR'd. It's still being looked at, and the fact that it's lasted this long is really, really concerning to me. Honestly, I am baffled. I have seen this now as a replay about 3 or 4 times. I have no idea what he's VARing. What's he doing? What's the check for? Oh, if you're on the phone. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. I stand corrected. Depends if you're tilted on the side. Surely if you're tilted on the side, you should be able to see it if you go full screen. Was there a foul? No, I don't think there was. It doesn't look like there was any foul in the build-up. It was perfectly fine. There wasn't even like a close call for a foul. It's mad. This is absolute madness. I have no idea why they've pulled this back. I've seen 4 replays now, and every single one looks like a nailed-on goal. Shamrock should be 1-0 up here. But I know it's on League of Ireland TV, mate. Got back from Budapest today. Amazing city, and the F1 was great as well. Love that. Yes, if you tilt it. No worries, man. Well, Pico Lopez is having a bit of a laugh with the referee. He seems to think it's a bit of a giggle, so hopefully the referee's not going to rule this out. They seem in good spirits about it, Shamrock, but I honestly, I'd be raging if this gets called off, and I'm not even a Shamrock Rovers fan. There's no way this should be chalked off. Jay predicts football, 3-1 Shamrock. Good to see you, Jay. Mr. Genius, goal. It's still being looked at. Literally, they are stood on the halfway line. Referees just like stood there like a spur one at a party, listening to whoever his mate is in the studio. And they're all just looking over to the touchline. Right, the referee, here we go. I think this one is going to be... What's he given? He can't chalk this off. He can't chalk this off. It looked like something was going to happen then. He went like that for a minute and then he's dropped his arms again. We've had a 5-minute delay to this game restarting now. Shamrock Rovers scored what I believe to be a perfectly reasonable goal. There is absolutely no way. Yes, goal stands. Boom, get in there. Game, goal stands. Shamrock are back in it. Come on, the Rovers. Come on, the Rovers. Goal stands. Shamrock 1, Ararat 0. Apple, where can I watch? It is on League of Ireland TV. Jay predicts it's my birthday on Friday. Could you do a shout out? Absolutely, mate. Happy birthday to you. Hope you have a lovely day on Friday, whatever you're doing. What are your plans? What are you doing? Dexter, do you think Vinny will be a success at Arsenal? Bid apparently imminent, according to David Ornstein. No, he's not. He's not going to Arsenal, mate. But yeah, goal stands. Thank goodness for that. Shamrock dominating the early stages. We're going to have a hell of a long period of half-time, extra time injury time because of that delay. So I would imagine we're going to have about 8 minutes added on at the end of this first half. Because let's say there's maybe 1 or 2 minutes. It was stopped for at least 6. Will the Reds sign anyone? Who do you mean by the Reds? Are you talking about my Reds? These Reds here? My Reds? Or are you talking about Man United? Just thinking with the Irish flag in your name, you never know whether you're going to be a Liverpool fan or a Man United fan when you say the Reds. Yes, your poxy ones. Well, do you know what? Apparently we're going to sign Barcola, and I'm not mad convinced on it, to be honest, mate. So, yeah, I'm. That seems to be the next one that's happening for Liverpool. Arab Joe, my stream ain't working for the Sham game. Oh, well, I can't help you, mate. It's on League of Ireland TV. I've got it on now. Great goal from Shamrock. And the game was delayed by about 6 minutes. Pete, I thought it was a hydration break on that VAR check. It might as well have been. Well, my club just shining young guys or old ones. At least yous have hope. Are you a Chelsea fan then? Young guys and old ones. Dexter, surely Vinny extends with Madrid. Yeah, he will do. That's all he was ever interested in. He had no interest in going to Arsenal. It baffled me that it actually got that far. It baffled me that we got to the point of Arsenal fans doing videos going, oh my God, we are going to sign Vinny Jr. You're not going to sign Vinny Jr. You're not going to sign Vinny Jr. Oh, so yeah, it was... Oh, Man U. Oh, you're the United fan. Oh, okay. Well, we've got a lot of United fans in the chat at the minute who we've been having a chat about Andre Santos, and we watched United against Rosenborg in the pre-season friendly. There's always United games on this channel as well. Who would Arsenal go for if Vinny rejects them? Probably if Arsenal were to get rejected by Vinny. Let's just assume that's the case. I think that they would probably end up with someone like... Do you know what? The more I think about who Liverpool have been going after, Barcola, I think on that left-hand side, if Arsenal are after someone for the left-hand side, they could do a whole lot worse than someone like Dango Ouattara. I thought Dango Ouattara had a great season last year for Brentford. And he ticks a lot of boxes, I think. Good strike! Oh, just wide! Arsenal will go in for Krupi. Yeah, but Krupi is not what they need. They've got Gyökeres, they've got Havertz, they've got Jesus. They aren't going to sell those players so easily. It's going to take them a while to sell them. And they won't have four centre-forwards in the squad for one position. No chance. So they'll need to move at least one, if not both of them, like Havertz, Jesus. Someone will have to move on, if not two, for them to go and be able to buy a centre-forward. They're not going to get Krupi. No way Arsenal get Krupi. Adzo, how do you think Vinny would actually do in the Prem if someone ever signed him, Key? I think they'd do all right, you know. Yeah, they'd do okay. Or he'd do okay. I think he'd be a very good signing for someone, but I just can't see him ever go into the Prem. Mika Gertz is a guy for Liverpool, right winger. No, he's left, isn't he? He's left, Mika Gertz. Again, it's another left-sided player that we just don't need. Mika Gertz is left-sided. Played left-sided pretty much the entire last season at Ajax, and he plays on the left for Belgium as well, and that's why he never ended up going, because he was never going to get ahead of Trossard or Doku. That's why Rudy Garcia left him out. Can he not play right? He probably can play right, in the same sense that, you know, Barcola can play right. Jan Diamand can play left, but he doesn't. He plays predominantly on the right. Jan Diamand is a right winger. Barcola is predominantly a left winger. Could you put him the other side? Yeah, of course you could. But Mika Gertz is left-sided. Edge of the box, must be! Oh, has that stayed out? Oh, Shamrock nearly 2-0. Nearly 2-0. I think if you're going to sign a right winger for Liverpool, we really, really do need to be prioritising an actual right winger, not someone who can play there. Like, at the minute, we've only got left wingers. And we're about to sign another left winger. We've got Gakpo, Munoz, Rio Ngamoa, and maybe Barcola. We've got 4 people on the left-hand side. It's crazy. Nobody on that right-hand side. Ararat Armenia, edge of the box, deflection, behind for a corner kick. This charming Dan, ahoy hoy! Saw you caught a couple of morons on your short about Arsenal. They couldn't handle you bursting their bubble. Yeah, they got very upset. Call them Rovers, not Shamrock. It's similar to Blackburn. I mean, to be honest, I'd call Blackburn. But okay, fair enough. I'll call them Rovers. Key, do you know how long Joe Gomez is out for? Oh, I wouldn't like to say. Hopefully not that long, but I'm pretty confident he will be back at some point before the start of the season. It only looked like it was a minor one. Joe Gomez is expected to miss up to 6 weeks. Oh, well, there you go. That was quickly dashed. Thanks, Northville. Bradders, the market seems stacked for left wingers. Nowhere near as many right wingers out there that could realistically move. It baffles me that Liverpool have gone for a left winger when we don't need a left winger. We need a right winger. It's almost like we've looked at the options that are available and have gone, yeah, they're the best ones. Barcola is undeniably the best left winger available that could be feasibly gotten in this window. He is. He's undeniably the best. But I still don't think he's a good fit. But I know English ref in Ireland, F me, UEFA hate us. Well, he's given the big decision Rovers' way, hasn't he? He's given it their way so far. Irrespective of what you think of him, what you think of an Englishman reffing an Irish Champions League game, he's given the big decision to Rovers so far. Timbo joined the stream to Key explaining he calls Blackburn. Slow stream then. No, I was just advised that Rovers, Shamrock Rovers, you should call them Rovers. You shouldn't call them Shamrock. It's like Blackburn. You should call Blackburn Rovers, apparently. But I've called Blackburn for God knows how long, so I'll live. I'm fine with it. It's all good. I'll happily revert to Shamrock Rovers. I'll happily call them Rovers. No, I'm a Bowls man. I love Rovers' biggest rivals. Well, we watched Bowls the other day. We watched Bowls against was it Balkany? Yeah, we watched Bowls against Balkany the other day. Key, they told you to stay in your lane, seemingly not realising your lane is football. I didn't get it. Thoughts on Karetzas joining BVB? I'll be honest, I haven't seen a huge amount of him, so I can't even say wonderful player, good signing. But they've got a good record, haven't they? Dortmund of picking up players who are kind of on the fringes of greatness and turning them into players that your Real Madrid, your Chelsea's, your Man Uniteds want to come in and spend big money on. So maybe Karetzas at 38 million quid, something like that, might end up being the exact sort of player that they shift on for 60, 70 million in a few years' time. They're saying Salah is surprised that no big clubs come in for him. Besiktas being linked today. But no, I thought that. That's exactly why I said all along I thought Salah would go to a Bayern, to a Barca, a Real Madrid. And I've been shocked. Like, forget his agent and whatever else. I've been really shocked that no club has been willing to, as yet, take a gamble on Mo Salah. Undeniably, I think Mo Salah will have had clubs knocking on his door. Like, big clubs. I'm talking your Inter Milans, your Juventuses, your PSGs, your Bayerns, your Real Madrids. They will have had preliminary conversations with Mo Salah. How far those conversations went, we don't know. But I reckon there's some that maybe will have offered him, let's say, quite derogatory wages. Like, he was on 350 grand a week at Liverpool. I reckon Real Madrid would have been tempted. Before the Yan Diamand thing, I reckon Real Madrid would have been definitely tempted. And I think they might have gone, do you know what, let's get Salah in. Let's get Mo Salah in, but we're only going to pay him 150 grand a week. Keep it and a pretty low sign-on fee. And Salah's then got the decision of whether he wants to accept that drop for the privilege of playing for Real Madrid. Sam defo needs some A-League streams for October when it starts, but I say that I think the time zones would be a bit difficult. What are your thoughts? Happy to do some. Happy to do some A-League games, but it'd have to be obviously early in the morning. That generally tends to be when they are, isn't it? Like 8 o'clock. 8, 9 a.m. sometimes, those A-League games. So yeah, I'm game for that. I'm game for that. Kiwi did try to tell you this. You did. I know you did. An ego boy who's off the pace and forever associated with a different club and on a gigantic salary is not as attractive as you may think. I am intrigued to see where Salah ends up. But I know, can you say your top 5 prediction for next season in the Prem? Again, we've people have asked this before, and I feel like that's a bit. I mean, by all means, share yours. Tell me what you think in the chat. Who's your top 5 prediction for the Prem next season right now? Just feels a bit pointless giving it when there's so long left in the window. I think if I had to pick, I would say Arsenal top, City second. Oh, Ararat Armenia just over the bar. Arsenal top, City second, Chelsea third. Liverpool fourth, United fifth, maybe. Wouldn't be surprised if Spurs sneak in though. Key, do you think a fit John Stones is England's best ever centre back? That's a good shout. He might be. He's certainly up there. If we're talking about a modern day centre back, yeah, he's been phenomenal. John Stones. Thoughts on Henderson to Chelsea, Key? I don't like it. It makes me very uncomfortable. But I do like him. I really like Jordan Henderson. I think he's a good asset for Chelsea. Everton, Arsenal, City, Liverpool, United, Chelsea. You think Liverpool finished third? CG thinks Liverpool fifth, Villa in fourth. And Timbo, I'm deluded, but I think we can finish third. Well, I must be deluded with you, because I thought we finished third as well. Our team is better than United's, who just finished third in the same circumstances. That's why I think you will finish third. I think if you add another couple of signings, literally just another couple, I do think Chelsea can go quite far, and you might even be involved in the title race. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Maxini, how are you watching, Key? Is McGovern playing? We're watching on League of Ireland, mate, and Healy has scored. Healy scored just around 10, 11 minutes in, and then there was like a 6-minute delay to check whether or not it was a goal. McGovern is not playing. No, McGovern isn't playing. He's not even on the bench. Who's on top? So far, Shamrock Rovers. Shamrock dominating possession. It's going to be a long old amount of time added on. Arsenal, Coventry, Liverpool, Spurs and Sunderland. If we get Diogo Costa in goal and Lewis Hall at left back, assuming Enzo stays, that's a very tasty side. If you got Lewis Hall at left back, it changes everything really for Chelsea. What about John O'Sullivan? John O'Sullivan is... Oh, he's got to score. He's got to score. Oh, that's a massive chance. Absolutely massive chance, that. It's Brennan drifting in from the left-hand side. It's a lovely ball in. Sobowali played it out to the right-hand side. Oh, he just gets underneath it and heads it over the bar. Should really work the keeper there. That should be 2-0. Shamrock Rovers should be level. Great play that from Brennan. Reads the ball so well. Gets in front of his man. The fullback for Ararat Armenia just completely switches off. Arrives at the back stick, and he should at least work the keeper. He heads it over the bar. That's poor. That's poor. Do you have any Irish roots, or are you just watching the footy? No, mate, I mean, my name is Irish to some extent, or at least it is in origin, but no, I'm not in any way Irish, as far as I'm aware. I just like watching football. That's what we do every day. We watch a football game every day, pretty much. So, we've got Shamrock Rovers Ararat tonight. Probably going to be watching maybe Bowes or Derry later this week. Sam, I'd be up for the games, mate. My A-League team, the Wanderers, they played Chelsea today and played decent, hoping for a season for us. My challenge is to watch every Wanderers game. Good lad. Oh, keeper punches it away, and Ararat just about get it away, but then just hanging on a little bit here. The Armenians. Here's Brennan. This would be great for Pico Lopez to get into Europe. Yeah, it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? I mean, he played in the first leg of this one. Oh, great play down the right-hand side. Great ball in. Straight at the keeper. But I tell you what, Mulroney had a great little run there at the full-back. He's got him on toast. He's got him every single time. He's panicking, that Ararat left-back. He's panicking. 3-star. What about this daft goalkeeper rule they're trialling this season, Key? What's that? What's happening? What's the goalkeeper rule that they're trialling? I don't know if I've heard this one. Timbo, another hot-ish take. Until Isaac proves he's back to the level pre-injury, Haaland is the only Premier League striker better than João Pedro. Thomas is more Welsh than Irish. I was thinking more like Kieran, the first name, the given name. Arab Joe, when you going on holiday? No holiday for me, mate. I've had my holiday, effectively. I don't really get a holiday now. Sent me missus and my little girl away on holiday. That's about all I got, to be honest. That's all I got. That is all I got. So my little girl and my missus went to Spain. I sent them, packed them off. And, yeah, I did the World Cup. That was probably my holiday. At a belting time. Shamrock must score. Must score. Please, go on. Yes, 2-0. Let's have it, cock. Oh, 2-0. Yes. There you go. 2-0 Shamrock Rovers. Get in there. Let's have it. Fabulous goal. Keep it all over the place. 35 minutes in. Now we've got a game on. Now we've got a game on. Sam, mate, what is the game tomorrow? Liverpool-Wrexham. Oh, it's dreadful defending. Truly dreadful defending. The keeper all over the place. Yeah, just properly shocking defensive work, that from Ararat Armenia. Plays the ball back. It's an absolute kamikaze back pass. Tries to play it back to his goalkeeper. Underhits it. And Shamrock Rovers pounce on it. And it's 2. Green has now got an assist for the first to Healy, and he's just got one to equalise it. 2-0 on the night, 2-2 on aggregate. Shamrock Rovers, here we go. Fia, I thought you didn't like Irish teams. Where on earth have you got that impression? Timbo, Rob, Pedro got over double his goals when we finished 10th. I like Pedro. I like Pedro Neto. Moon, fun fact, he's got more deals than a dealer in the more phones than a dealer in the town centre. More phones than phones for you. Hey. Key phone warehouse. It's the key phone warehouse. Nick, how's it going, lad? What's the lineups, Key? Lineups are as follows: McGinty, Mulroney, Lopez, Grace, Sobowali, Watts, Healy, Byrne, Brennan, Green, and Burke. That's your Shamrock Rovers lineup. If you want to see the other side, you can head over to the red channel, search Matchday Tavern, and you can find me. And you can see the lineups displayed lovingly on the stream. On the screen. Will you be live for the Community Shield? Yes. I'll be live for the Community Shield, and I'll be live for Liverpool versus Como in the pre-season friendly immediately after it. Key hasn't got back to my request for the hard stuff on his 5th phone. I refuse to even acknowledge that. I'm not even going to talk to you about it. Good ball in, straight at the keeper. Key'll be supporting Man City. Yeah, of course. Of course you want to see Enzo Maresca do well and get a good result. Come on, Pico, says Carlos Art. Yep, Pico Lopez. We're all cheering for him. Shamrock Rovers play it through the midfield. Back on the halfway line. Can this go to pens? Yeah, of course it can go to pens. If it finishes level on aggregate, yeah. So if it finishes 2-0 or if it finishes 3-1 to Shamrock Rovers, then yeah, it goes to extra time and penalties. Sam, if you were on a desert island, would you eat for the rest of your life one meal of your choice? Or what food would you eat for the rest of your life? Mine would be steak and chips with a pint of Heineken. I don't know, actually. I quite like that. Steak and chips, maybe. I don't know. Chicken and chips. Chicken and rice. I like a nice chicken and rice. Little paella. Evan Power, is this last round qualifying or... No, it's not the last round. It's the second round of qualifying, this one. Second round. Yeah, so I'll tell you who they could potentially get. So second qualifying round, they could face winner of match 5, 6. Winner of match 6 will play. Who's the winner of match 6? Oh, we'll play the winner of match 12. Oh, the winner of match 6. So they'll play either Ignatia or Celje. What score's that? Let's have a look and see what score it is. Champions League qualification. Ignatia, it's still 1-1. It was 3-3 in the first leg, and it's now 1-1. So, potentially, Celje of Slovenia or Ignatia of Albania, that could be Shamrock Rovers' next tie, assuming they get through in this one, which hopefully they do. Okay, have you got your sleeping schedule back to normal after the World Cup? Not quite, no, because I'm thinking I've got to still do this bloody Wrexham game tomorrow, so I don't know what's going to happen with that one. Boring answer would be chicken and pasta. Well, I mean, that's what I am, mega boring. I am boring. When it comes to food, I'm pretty happy with what I like. I'd have said a curry. I quite like a curry, but the problem is, if you have a curry, I think you'd have a heartburn all the time, wouldn't you? Are you doing the Celtic game on Monday, Key? No, absolutely not. Key, I can see Eddie Howe being sacked from Newcastle this season, had a poor last season, and Newcastle fans were turning against him towards the end of last season. Same could be said of David Moyes at Everton. Timbo, I've never had shepherd's pie with gravy. You've never had shepherd's pie? That's mad. That's mad. Shepherd's pie is belting. What's the other one? Cottage pie. Shepherd's pie or cottage pie. Both of them absolutely banging. Shepherd's pie is just lamb, isn't it? That's the only difference. Cottage pie is made with beef. Shepherd's pie is made with lamb. How are you, Key? I'm very good, Matty. How are you? Football Heritage. Hey up, handsome. How are you, sir? Is the Liverpool versus Wrexham game your last late one of the summer? Yeah, pretty much. I think that's the last late one we're going to do for about another year or two, to be honest. I'll say that, maybe another 4 years, because when's the next time we're ever going to need to do a game at, like, daft o'clock? Probably next summer, if there's any more pre-season friendlies. That's about it. So I'm kind of all right for about another 12 months then. But yeah, the World Cup took it out of me. Still got the bags under my eyes from the World Cup. I'm just trying to get myself back to a level playing field for the start of the new season. Clarky, what about Rangers on Friday? I'm doing Rangers against Dundee, United and Celtic against Dundee. Arsenal are moving weirdly this transfer window. They've not really signed anyone bar Solis, have they? Solis and Ilan Meslier, the Leeds goalkeeper. It's not really a brilliant window for Arsenal so far, is it? Shamrock Rovers, what a ball in that is! Should be! Oh, nearly 3-0. Oh, so close. So close. Last 20 minutes in Slovenia between Celje and Ignatia to see who plays the winner of this one. What about the Women's World Cup 2027 in Brazil, Key? Yeah, I can pretty confidently say I'm not going to be doing that one. Or if I am, I'm only going to be doing select games within a reasonable time window. There's no way I'm doing them games at like 3 in the morning. No chance. Key, Liverpool v Wrexham isn't tomorrow. It's Thursday. Well, it's tomorrow, mate. It is, isn't it? That's tomorrow. You're only having one sleep in between it. Surely it's what? That's tomorrow. Sobowali, great run. Tell you what, they're flying into the tackles here, Ararat. They've had a really, really bad day. Good ball in. Shamrock Rovers. Oh, just over. Deflected behind for the corner. 6 added minutes, by the way, at the end of this first half. Dara, any connection to either club or just watching? Just watching, mate. Purely a neutral watch-along. I'm a Liverpool fan, but we do basically a neutral watch-along every single day. So if you like watch-alongs, if you like watching footy, then this is the place for you. If not, then I appreciate you popping in anyway. Actually thought Trossard was staying. No, Besiktas, isn't he now? I'm a St. Pat's fan. Oh, nice. Good stuff. We've done St. Pat's. We did St. Pat's, I think, last year. Yeah, we did St. Pat's last season. St. Pat's played... You guys were in Europe, weren't you? Can't remember who you played now. Definitely done a game, though, for St. Pat's. Carlos, no offence, but I tried women's football and fell asleep. There's no offence taken for me, mate, but I'm just saying, it is an entertaining watch. I quite like what. I don't mean that in a horrible way. Before anyone starts, we watched the Women's Euros last year, and I thought it was great. I actually quite. This is coming from someone who's self-professed. I have no idea about women's football. I don't know who any of the players. Don't know who's good and who's bad. It's kind of shameful, to be honest. But yeah, I gave it a good go last year, and I watched it, and I thought it was really good. I actually quite enjoyed it, and I'm not just saying that like a. I've got a little girl. If she decides to play football, I'll be delighted. I'll be made up. As a dad who's obsessed with football, if my little girl decides that's the path she wants to go down, no one will be happier than I. Oh, I tell you what, this keeper. I tell you, Shamrock could be 4-0 up here. They've battered these. Yeah, played Besiktas. Oh no, it was before that. You played someone else. St. Pat's. trying to see who else you might have played. Yeah, UEFA Conference League, third qualifying round, eliminated by Besiktas. Did you play anyone before that? Maybe I watched you before Besiktas. Hagelman! It was Hagelman! We did home and away against Hagelman, the Lithuanian team. That's who it was. Yeah, I've just seen Hagelman. And it was Michael... What was his name? Mason Melia. I remember Mason Melia, but there was someone else. I can't remember his bloody name now. I don't know. I think I've got my name mixed up. But I remember Melia. Cian Levy and Mason Melia. That's the one. But yeah, well, we've done. There you go. We have done it. We have done a Pats game. Decide you're supposed to be overbearingly insistent upon it. She should be years deep in academy by now. Surely, Key, get on it. I know. Well, do you know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I will apply a little bit of encouragement. Say, listen. Do you know? To be honest, I don't really know if there's any girls' teams around this way. I don't even know where you'd take her. It's a bit sad, that, really, isn't it? I think they usually have to play for lads' teams, don't they, to start with the girls? Unless there's like a real collective push for it, but sadly, usually it is. The girls end up playing with the lads. Ararat driving forward, good ball, great defending from Rovers, and it's back to the keeper. Has the green light been lit for Barcola by the LFC management? I don't know, mate. I've no idea. I'm not privy to it, but I would imagine there is a little bit more happening there. Seems to be now, anyway. Does Kerry have a football team? My mum's named Kerry because that's where my Irish side is from. Yes, Kerry are a newly formed League of Ireland team. Hey, there you go. William, cheers for that. Brilliant. Look at us. Look at us. Every day is a school day. Look at us learning. That's fine. She'll need the physicality if she's good at chalking in the Prem. Yeah. Stop crying. Stop crying. Get stuck in. Key, do you have a halftime quiz? I honestly don't, mate. No. I honestly don't. I'm slacking. And do you know what? Bizarrely, I probably need halftime quizzes far, far more on these games, don't I? And yet, here I am, totally and utterly unprepared. You're never going to retire early that way. She likes her art, I'll give you that. She likes her art and she likes drawing and all that stuff, so if maybe she pursues that, I don't know. If the art turns out to be crap, if it's no longer sticking on the fridge standard, then, you know, I'll start forcing her down the football route. Timbo says, Key, 100% tactical debriefs on a whiteboard after taking his daughter home from training. Throwing football boots across the conservatory. Finn, Cork City FC. You're a Cork fan. Nice, Finn. How's it going, Mercury? Right, half-time. Shamrock Rovers 2. Ararat Armenia 0. Half-time it is. And still a long way to go, but positive first half for Rovers. You've got to think that going in, Stephen Bradley's going to be pretty happy with that and thinking, well, we've got a great chance now of going through. It looks like it's going to be, well, extra time and penalties in the game between Celje and Ignatia, who the winner of which plays probably Shamrock Rovers, assuming they do go through. Timbo, you've got a conservatory key, you big Tory. It's more like an annex at the back. It was there when we bought it, kind of thing. The dream is achievable. How's it going? Are you from Ireland? I'm not from Ireland, Michael. No, I'm not from Ireland. I'm originally from a place called St. Helens. Did you watch Chelsea v Western Sydney Wanderers? No, I didn't. I didn't watch it because I was meant to do a watch-along of it. I had the thumbnail done and everything. I was all ready to go. And then I looked at the lineup this morning and I was a bit like, ugh, they're going very, very weak. They've gone extremely weak, Chelsea. There's no first team players involved with that Chelsea side. So no, I left the Chelsea game. 10 goal game though. It was, yeah, saw that. It was very, very hectic, wasn't it? I'll tell you what, there's been some chances in this game. It's entirely possible to think Rovers could be 4-0 up. There's probably only been one chance for Ararat, but it's been lots and lots of goals in the game. Entertaining one so far. Enjoyable. Thoroughly enjoyable. And unbelievable play that on the edge of the box from Green to tee up Healy. Great awareness, lays it to the edge of the box. Healy, all the time in the world. Side foot into the top corner. Brilliant goal. Went to Shamrock Rovers v Hibs the other week. Great stadium and enjoyed the day. Glad to see them winning. Hope they get through. Yeah, me too, mate. We're all rooting for Rovers tonight. Timbo, I think we'll be one of, if not the best attack in the league next year. It's just whether our defence can match it. I don't know. See, I don't think João Pedro's anywhere near clinical enough for Chelsea. Morgan Rogers, Cole Palmer, yes, very, very good as two number 10s, dual number 10s behind him. Carlos, I hope Rovers don't bottle this. Nah, well, do you know what? They've been doing really well so far. I can't really see them bottling it. They've had more chances to... Look, I mean, there's at least Brennan at the back stick should have scored. I would argue Green probably should have had another one. Keeper's been all over the place for Ararat. They should be 4-0 up here. Easily 4-0 up. But yes, in terms of... what was I saying? In terms of watch-alongs coming up, I have put them down at the bottom of the screen now. If you're watching on a TV or if you're watching on a computer... Or maybe if you're watching on your phone, you might be able to see it if you turn it on the side. But I have got the yellow ticker running along the bottom so you can actually see what games we have upcoming. We've got Liverpool v Wrexham tomorrow. There's not really any other games worth doing tomorrow. It's a 12:30 kickoff, so it's more like 12:30 on Thursday. But I'm going to start the live at 11:59 just to say we got a game in. We got a game in tomorrow. On Thursday, we could do Hibs versus Malasheva, second leg. That's going to be a great game. I actually think that might be worth doing, you know. Hibs v Malasheva, second leg. Solids. Yeah, maybe we will. Hibs v Malasheva, second leg. 2-0 down from the first leg. What are we saying? Coleraine versus HJK is on as well. Balkani v Bose. Derry City v Rijeka. New Saints against Flora. And then on Friday night, we've got Dundee United v Rangers. We're actually back to competitive club football. Dundee United v Rangers in the Scottish Premiership. So I'll be live for that one. How's it going, Benjamin? Sam says, wait, Key, did you see my comment about NRL? I didn't. No. Oh, I also like NRL. My team is the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Nice. I mean, I'm a St. Helens fan, I guess. I don't really watch them, but I kind of have to be. If you're from St. Helens, you kind of have to be the rugby team. You have to follow it. Timbo, Pedro got 20 goals last year in his first season with no penalties. He's also a very talented footballer. Yeah, he is. No, he is. He's talented. I actually like João Pedro. I just don't think he's not clinical enough for me. But yes, we will do the Hibs game. Maybe we will do the Hibs game on Thursday. I fancy that one. Yeah. Let's do Hibs. Hibs v Malisheva. Can they turn it around? It was a monster game the first leg. I'm game for doing Hibs second leg. Tell you what, it's a beautiful stadium, by the way, this. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the backdrop. Look at the views. Absolutely beautiful. In Tallaght Stadium. Joey's not a Liverpool player. João Pedro? No, I disagree. I think João Pedro's very similar to Firmino in many ways. Not necessarily an orthodox centre-forward, but yeah, good player. I like him. I do like him. He won't need to be clinical if he's got goal scorers around him. He does the Firmino role of linking midfield. There you go. See, I jumped ahead. We were already on the right lines. Firmino role, I agree. He links things together. Good footballer. I just don't know if he's going to be clinical enough. Unless Cole Palmer and Morgan Rogers are going to add you 15, 20 goals, then that's going to be the big test, isn't it? Looks like a beautiful place, Key. It is, yeah. Well, it certainly looks like it. I can't say I've been. I would like to. I would have liked to go over to... I've been to Dublin, but only ever to, like, the city. I don't know how far out from Dublin it is. From where I would have been. Let's have a look and see. Oh, it's a good, like, half an hour. It's a good half an hour outside the city. Hannah, are Shamrock Rovers any good? Just tuning in now. Well, they're playing really well. They were 2-0 down from the first leg. They've turned it round to 2-2 for half-time. Ararat will be very, very disappointed with how they've defended. It's not been a very good performance from them. They basically gave Shamrock the second goal. It was a terrible goal to concede. Rovers will probably be disappointed they've not gone further in front. They've missed about 3 or 4 chances on top of the 2 that they've scored. So, could quite easily be 3 or 4 up. That's not an exaggeration in any way. Hannah says Tallaght is a 20-minute drive from Dublin City. Google Maps disagrees. Google Maps says it's 31 minutes, albeit that's maybe in current traffic, I don't know. But hey, there you go. Maybe you know a better route than I do. Timbo Rogers will have less defensive responsibility in a wide 10 role than he did at Villa. I think he'll score more than last year, but I could easily be wrong. I think Morgan Rogers will do really well. Yeah, I think he'll do really well. Pete, it's an English ref for this game. No wonder VAR took 6 minutes. There's been quite a few people said that as well. Yeah. Right, players are getting ready to come out the tunnel. And I wonder, can we get a proper turnaround here? %61 possession Shamrock Rovers have had as well. Hannah says, did you know there's a World Cup star playing at centre-back for Shamrock Rovers? Yes, Pico Lopez, of course. Yeah, we've been talking about him. Cape Verde finest. Joe says, looking back on it, I think Bamba's a really smart signing. He's more defensive than Tonali, meaning if Nick plays in the 10, it allows Nick to be more creative like he was at Stuttgart. SSS Slicer 09, how are you watching the game? Big clue right in the middle of your screen, mate. We're watching on League of Ireland TV. That's where it's broadcast. Timbo, I think Rogers and Palmer complemented each other well too. Palmer's a more creative 10, while Rogers is more of a ball carrier and a shot taker. How do we think? How do we think Cole Palmer and Morgan Rogers will do as a duo next season for Chelsea? A lot of people are That feels like quite a popular thought at the minute, that Chelsea might just do quite well. Maybe there will be a team that could challenge, be a surprise package next season. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Gaza, who do you support in Ireland? Honestly, I haven't got an Irish team. Maybe I need to have an Irish team. I honestly haven't got one. And we have watched a fair few Irish games now. So maybe we need to. Maybe I need to pick one. We've done a bit of League of Ireland and a bit of the Irish teams in Champions League and Europa League and Conference League qualifying. We did Derry and we did Bowes in the last week. Shamrock Rovers tonight. Last year we did St Pat's. Also done Linfield and Larne as well. Pete says, every time you say Shamrock, it makes me think of the old WWE wrestler, Ken. Ken Shamrock? Oh, yeah. Kenny Shamrock. Every time I say Shamrock, I always think of Sheamus from WWE, and I don't even watch WWE when he was in it. I only ever remember Ken Shamrock. Carlos, I only support Shamrock because of Pico. How old is he now? How old is he getting? He must be getting on now. 34. 34, and he's been playing in the League of Ireland for 15 years. He was at Bohemians for... Well, he was at Bohemians till he was 24. And then moved to Shamrock Rovers on a free transfer. And has been there for over a decade. What a signing he's been. Gateshead getting battered 4-0, cat 'em all out. Dublin Jimmy, yeah, have to pick Pats. So. Hey, well, why not? I don't mind sitting Pats. Rayan says, are you doing Man United v Madrid? No. No, we're not going to be doing Man United v Madrid. I'm a Liverpool fan. I have watched enough of Man United in pre-season. I've already watched them against Rosenborg. That was enough. 15 years in League of Ireland, murderers get less. Hey, Timbo, come on. Let's not create any further English-Irish animosity. There's already animosity because the ref's English. Right, come on. Game's getting ready to kick off now. Subs are walking off. Took the time. Carlos says the fans treat him well. I'm guessing that's why he stays. Well, I mean, I'll be honest, he's probably not had a huge amount of options up until recently. I think the World Cup's obviously opened a lot of doors for him. Not Daniel so far. Who is your Ballon d'Or winner? I don't know, because it's so tough. I personally think it might go to someone like Marquinhos. Just for the fact that he's led PSG now to back-to-back Champions Leagues and, you know, he's done kind of everything he could possibly do. I think he would be a big candidate for it. I don't think Dembele will be, even though he won it last year. I think it's far more likely to be maybe Kane, Elise, Mbappe, maybe a Marquinhos. How's it going, Sonny? Daz, have you seen the new away kit, Key? Also, do you think we get Barcola? I have seen the new away kit, the white one, yes, and the black and red third kit. Yeah, I've seen them now. And do you think we get Barcola? Yeah, I think we probably will. We probably will. I'm not sure if I love that we will, but I think we probably will. Key Ballon d'Or winners, Sabazlai, he loves him dearly. City of Northfield, you've got to please the crowds. Can't help that such a big club's fan population is so numerous that even a scouse like yourself have an abundance of them. Timbo, I bet Rodri bloody gets it again. Do you know what? Well, Rodri is a good shout for it, especially if he goes to Real Madrid. It wouldn't be a surprise at all. The World Cup winner. Been so dominant for Manchester City for many years. Yeah, probably wouldn't be that much of a surprise. think Kvaratskhelia. See, I like Kvaratskhelia. I think he is a massive difference maker for PSG. But I think it'd just be such a hard case to make for him to win the Ballon d'Or. Okay. Free kick for... Is it a free kick or does he give a throw-in? Thought he pulled it back for a free kick. No, it's a throw-in. Throw-in to Rovers. Yamal or Rodri to win it, says Snaky. See, Yamal, I'd quite like to see Yamal win it. I do really like Yamal. I do really like him. I think he's almost certainly a future Ballon d'Or winner. Imagine they give it to Messi again. Like a retirement award. Just to infuriate Ronaldo. I think there's going to come a point where Messi's probably still... Messi's going to be considering playing in the next World Cup, I think. He's still not officially retired yet, has he? Timbo, there's not an obvious shout, to be fair. I think Mbappe gets massively disrespected now, and I'm not sure why. It's just the ego, the arrogance, isn't it? And oftentimes he hasn't turned up in the big moments. But he did really well at the World Cup. Will Van Dijk go on the Torquay? I think he is, yeah. I'm pretty confident he is. Wirtz has just flown out there to join up with them, so I'm pretty sure Van Dijk will be there. Timbo, you've done that. Sorry, Capital Theories is Shamrock Rovers win, they'll face Ignatia or Celje. Is that a hard game for him? Well, Celje certainly is. Oh, great strike from distant from Ararat. Very nearly 2-1. Yeah, Celje is a very, very tough game. Celje were managed by Albert Riera, you might remember. He was the manager of them before he got his move to Germany that didn't quite work out. Timbo, arrogance doesn't make him any worse of a player, though. People use their opinion of him as a person to unfairly discredit him. But that happens with everyone, doesn't it? I mean, no one's talking about Mason Greenwood as anything other than no one's talking about and saying, what a brilliant footballer Mason Greenwood is. What a brilliant footballer. And quite rightly, by the way, that's not me protesting. I'm just saying, in the same way that you might say, well, certain players get a reputation because of how they are perceived in terms of arrogance or, unnecessary flash or whatever, and that's used as a way to kind of knock them. It's kind of part and parcel of it, isn't it? Some people can't separate the art from the artist. How's it going, Oliverian? Good to see you. Jimmy, 100% a racial element to all of this Mbappe stuff. You get it with black players, happens with English players as well. Probably to some degree. I mean, to be fair, there have been... Jude Bellingham's obviously been knocked down a peg quite a bit. Obviously, there was all the stuff that happened after the Euros with Saka and all that when with the missed penalties and stuff. Saka, Rashford. So yeah, you might be onto something. I'm not, I wouldn't argue against that. I guess there's always been, to be fair, with an English element of knocking people down, building them up to knock it down. That's how the media works over here. I don't necessarily think that specific bit is race related, because that happened with Rooney, didn't it? It happened with Rooney. They were forever looking at ways to knock Rooney down. Celje versus Ignatia going to extra time. Kian, I don't really trust what came out about Vinny. Why? What did he say? The source that Sky got, I just don't trust that. Why? Why not? What did he say? Timbo, Saka is the only black player I can think of who doesn't get criticised that much after the 2021 Euros, I mean, I don't know. I think he's got criticised a fair bit last season, but I don't know. I think that was probably... There was a fair few Arsenal fans who were giving him stick. I don't know if that was a racial element to that. That was just... At least maybe in most quarters anyway. I think there's justifiable criticism in some cases, and obviously there's some which does have untoward elements to it as well. Dylan says Shams are shit in Europe. Well, they're 2-0 up at the minute. They're certainly flying at the minute. Nothing wrong with that. Free kick in from the right-hand side. If Sky came out with the Arsenal link, they'd be lauded as legit, but now he is staying in shit. Ball whipped in, header, good save from the keeper, nearly 3-0 Shamrock. Wow. Good effort, that. How's it going, Kirsty? Did you know the playoff draw will take place on Monday, 3rd of August? A new rule. No, I wasn't aware of that, but I am excited for the playoff draw because that's going to be when we decide what games we're actually going to be watching next. Daz, I think the Wrexham game is on ITV a week on Friday, Key. It is, yet. Wrexham v Middlesbrough, Carabao Cup. We're going to be doing that one, 8 o'clock. All good. I'm good, thank you, Kirsty. Yeah, Sturm Graz now 2-0 up against Hearts. 6-0 on aggregate. That is an absolute pounding, isn't it? They've been absolutely demolished here. Ararat Armenia knocking it about nicely. Oh, good defending from Pico Lopez again. I think he's offside anyway. Not Daniel, who are Shamrock playing? They're playing Ararat Armenia of Armenia. They are one of two clubs with very similar names in the Ararat Premier or in the Armenian Premier League. You've got Ararat Yerevan and Ararat Armenia. Ararat Yerevan are sometimes they're usually just called Ararat. And then there's Ararat Armenia. It's very confusing. I think if I was Ararat Armenia, I'd probably be tempted to change just from a branding perspective. Because it can't be good that someone types in FC Ararat and your rivals come up. That has to be an absolute nightmare. Stoic says, lad, please pray that Armenia scores a goal. My parlay's left with this last leg. Oh, have you got both teams to score, lad? I'm rooting for you, Stoic. I'm rooting for you. Sam says, key question about Mr. Tuchel. Do you think he should get sacked for what he did? Yes, I agree. Yeah, I do. I don't think he should be England manager. Listen, I've made my feelings clear. I don't want a non-Englishman managing England. I think it's that important. And I would apply that to every single country at the World Cup. It's meant to be our best against their best. I think it should be a Scottish manager for Scotland. It should be a Dutch manager for the Netherlands. It should be a Spanish manager for Spain. There's a reason why there has never been a World Cup winner who's come from a country other than where they've managed. It's never happened. And there's got to be a reason for that. Nice. Go on then, Stoic. Yes, I'm rooting for you, mate. Let's hope so. Hopefully, Shamrock get 3 or 4 in, though. And then Ararat can score one, can't they? First leg of the playoff matches is on the 20th of August. Second legs will take place on the 27th. Nice. Okay, love it. Chaos Tommy. I absolutely do not. No political agenda at all with me. I have zero interest when it comes to politics. I have no interest in it. I don't pick a side because I genuinely don't have a side. I don't care. Live and let live. Stop killing people. Whoever you are, don't care. Stop killing people. Human Punk, Rovers and the League of Ireland have brought themselves up through their own hard work, little or no help from the FAI. I support Rovers and Liverpool. It's a nice combination. Well, I'm a Liverpool fan, so that's great. Good to have you in, mate. Really good to have you in. Are you Irish? I assume a Scouser. I'm not a Scouser. I was born just outside Liverpool in a place called St Helens. That's where I grew up. So there's a slight Scouse twang. There's a little bit of a Manc accent there as well. A little bit Manchester, a little bit Scouse. I don't claim to be a Scouser because I used to play football with Scousers, and if I ever claimed to be a Scouser, I'd have been battered. So I would never ever claim to be a Scouser. It's not my thing. I'm a St Helena. Good ball in, far post, headed away. Loved the story about Roberto ignoring the Cape Verde call-up because he couldn't read Portuguese. How's it going, Swifty? Capital Theories, you know Sturmgrat scores 2 goals to Hearts. Yes, I do, yeah. We watched the first leg, 4-0 up from the first leg. Now 6-0 on aggregate. The reason being key that the managers managing other nations probably make up about 5% max of competing teams in the World Cup's history. Yeah, no, but even if you just limit it to the last 20 years, where there absolutely have been teams managed by people of other nationalities, and that has become increasingly common. You know, Sven-Goran Eriksson was managing England in the 2002 World Cup. You know, we've had Capello, we've had lots of people managing other countries over the years. I remember Gus Hiddink doing really well with South Korea when he was, he's Dutch. That's my line in the sand. That's my little petty line in the sand. It's not anything to do with nationalism. I just think that's the whole concept for the World Cup. The World Cup should be our best against their best. That's exactly what it should be. So all this he wasn't quite good enough for England, so maybe he can change his nationality to Scottish. No, you've got to nominate. That's your country at 18 or 16 or whatever. Pick a country. That's your country then. Can't change it. If you're not good enough for that country, unlucky. Unlucky. Stoic, which team is having ball possession? At this moment in time, Ararat are coming forward. They've got a free kick. It's about 50 yards out. It's near the halfway line. Or nearer the halfway line. They've played it short. Little set-piece routine. And cleared away by Rovers. The Wally with the brolly. Pico Lopez has been booked, by the way. The teams managed by other nations is what? England and an average Brazil. That's it. In terms of teams that actually had any chance at all of winning it. No. I can't think of any others. Roberto Martinez, Portugal. Yeah, Roberto Martinez, Portugal. There was plenty of others. Sturgeons, Jack Charlton was from the Toon and managed the Republic. Yeah, and how did that go? That was a catastrophe in 94. Sam says, when the Europa League draw is key, just need to organise things for the upcoming away days in Europe. I don't know, actually, no. Europa League draw. Oh, the draw date, here we go. Draw date is 3rd of August for the playoffs, and then the actual league phase is drawn on the 28th of August. So, yeah, the playoffs is the 3rd. Ararat with the ball in, volleyed away and behind for a corner kick to Ararat. They are applying a bit more pressure now, starting to ramp up a bit now. Swifty, that and no grandparents giving you a shirt. Yes, exactly. None of that as well. Of the 25-26 season, who was the most disappointing signing? Loads of hype and didn't deliver. Ooh, what do you think? Let me know, chat. What are we saying? The most disappointing signing with loads of hype that didn't quite deliver. Claim for a penalty for Ararat. No, referee waves it away. He's screaming for it on that right-hand side. English referee waves it away. Yeah, the most hyped signing that was pretty disappointing. I don't know. I mean, probably in many ways, I thought you'd have to say Alexander Isak purely on the basis that he just didn't play, and he was the biggest signing. But it's frustrating from a Liverpool point of view because when he actually did play, he was good. He just wasn't fit. He broke his leg. Voltemada wasn't brilliant. Sesko was an odd signing. He kind of came into his own towards the end, but I thought Gyökeres was a pretty poor signing, to be honest. I wasn't blown away by Mbeumo either at Man United. Cunha had a good season for United, I thought, but yeah, Mbeumo maybe not so much. Isak has to be the most disappointing, even though it's not his fault. Do you think Shamrock will score another goal in the second half? I hope so, mate. As it stands, it's looking more likely that Ararat are probably going to pinch one. Yeah, sounds a lot more like, or seems a lot more like Ararat are going to pinch one back. I hope I'm wrong, but they have been a little bit more lively in the second half. It's been a poor first half from them. They gifted Shamrock Rovers the second goal. Timbo says Kirkes was a contender for most disappointing, but picked up second half of the season. Yeah, it was good second half of the season, Kirkes. Garvey, this ref who's reffing Rovers game hasn't had a clue. How does it take 5 minutes to check a goal? I mean, that wasn't on him. That was on VAR. That certainly wasn't on him. All he can do is he gets a notification in his ear to say, VAR's checking it, mate. Somewhere in a room somewhere. He kind of has to wait around, doesn't he? Stoic, I ain't cashing out. Don't blame you. Romeo Lavia, poor signing for Chelsea. Was that last summer? Was it last? That wasn't last summer. That was the summer before, wasn't it? Voltemada did well for Sunderland. Well, we're into the last 26 minutes plus injury time. They need to bring VAR into the League of Ireland. And maybe it'll come at some point. Timbo, from the player's point of view, the most disappointing is Trafford. Well, yeah, Trafford, I think if he had his time again, he wouldn't have signed for Manchester City, would he? He'd have definitely gone to Newcastle. And I think Newcastle would have quite liked that. But then again, they've now gone and got Ewan Jowan or whatever. Brendan, what's the orange jersey key? It's Valencia, mate. Valencia, about 2000, 2001. With Gais Comendieta on the back. It was when Rafa Benitez was manager. They had Aymar and Ayala and Ruben Baraka. Canizares in goal. Mister up front. Vicente. Roberto Ayala was some centre-back, wasn't he? What a player. So yeah, that's my favourite Valencia kit. They played away against... was it? Oh no, it might have been against Bayern. I can't remember if it was against Bayern or it, but I think it was at the San Siro. In that kit, I think. Nice one. I've supported Liverpool for a very long time. Hopefully an improvement from last season. England definitely have enough managers to not have Tuchel. Personally, I don't think he's the man. I agree. I absolutely agree. I want to see an Englishman get given the opportunity. I think that's the only way we see English managers come on. So whether that's Eddie Howe, whether that's, Rob Edwards, whether that's Gary O'Neill, whether that's Scott Parker, Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, I don't care. I'd get Chris Hughton. I don't mind. Give it to anyone. Anyone, but number one criteria has to be English. If they're a brilliant manager and they're available but they're not English, I don't want them. I don't want him. I think that's a necessary criteria to be manager of the English national side. You've got to know what it feels like when they sing God Save the King, and you've got to know what it feels like when you're having fish and chips at Blackpool Seafront. Respectfully, Pep Guardiola doesn't know that. Gittins at Chelsea had a very difficult season for that money. Dibbling at Everton the same. It's true. Yeah, Dibbling was a funny one, wasn't he? 42 million quid. Gittins was disappointing, but he had nowhere near the hype of an Isak. That's true. I'm a Liverpool fan. I really like Alexander Isak, and I think he'll do well this season, but I do agree. I think he was... He has to be. He has to be the most disappointing signing last season, just on the basis of him not being fit for most of it. He broke his leg. But yeah, Dibbling, Everton don't make big signings very often. And the fact that they pushed, and David Moyes specifically pushed for that deal, 42.5 million quid for Tyler Dibbling. And the lad barely got a kick off the bench. I think he had maybe... he must have had less than 10 appearances for Everton last season in the league. And I think most, if not all of them were off the bench. He didn't give him a kick. It's so mad. Moyes does that with young players loads as well. Brendan, I thought you don't care about England. I don't. I'm just saying it. I think I would maybe care more if it was English. Like an English manager. I could maybe get behind it a bit more. But it feels a bit tedious when you've got Declan Rice and Jack Grealish being roped over from Ireland when they've been playing for Ireland. They get pulled over from Ireland to go and play for England, and then Thomas Tuchel, German's manager. That's just a bit tedious for me. But hey, whatever. That's me. That's me. I've got my pithy little ways when it comes to international football, and other people like it the way it is. That's fine. I just don't really enjoy it. Jack Long, how do you think Liverpool will do with your new manager? I personally think they'll struggle at this moment in time. Do you think Wirtz was the most disappointing signing last season? No, Wirtz did well. I thought Wirtz was incredibly underrated. He was, like I said, I think there was only two players. Only Enzo Fernandez and Bruno Fernandes who created more chances than Florian Wirtz last season. The big issue for Florian Wirtz is that he was playing behind people who couldn't finish. Timbo, I love the idea of that being the FA's interview questions. Have you ever had fish and chips and sugar donuts at Blackpool Pleasure Beach? Have you ever been Alton Towers? These are exactly the things they should ask. I'm not even kidding. Honestly, I think if you can't answer what is English to you, if you can't answer that question, you shouldn't be England manager. What does it mean to be English? Strike! Oh, should be 3! And the same for Ireland and the same for Scotland and all that. It has to be about the national team. That's what it's got to be. Dave Spencer, do you ever shut up? Only occasionally whenever there's no football on. Neil Warnock should be given a crack at the England job. Yeah, that'd be brilliant. I quite like Neil Warnock. Wait, Key, did you see my comment about the Europa League draw? I did, mate. Yes, I did see it, and I told you the answer. Jay, how you sat up commentating on Shamrock Rovers? I'm not sat up. I'm stood up. And I'm watching it because it's a Champions League game, mate. We're all crying out for club football. Been starved of club football for months. We've got Champions League footy on here. And it's been a great game as well. Might not be of interest to you, but it's of interest to us. Three-star, calling it a night, everyone. Totally knackered. See you all tomorrow. Take it easy, man. See you soon, three-star. Jay, what do you think of Arsenal next season, genuinely? Do you know what, mate? I think the way that you came in, was a little bit rude. And now I know you're an Arsenal fan. I just don't really want to reply to you. Because I think you were being a bit of a prick when you came in there. So I'm just gonna ignore it. Just gonna ignore it. I'm only messing. What do I think of Arsenal next season? I think you'll win the league. Yeah, I've said it all along, mate. I think Arsenal will win it. Enjoy it, but enjoy it by being fucking disciplined. That's for Muscat, that. That's for Muscat. Whenever they go down to the FA for a meeting. We're in London. We're in London, aren't we? Charlie Doherty, if Rovers made it to the group stage proper, how would it change a club like that? Massively. You'd have to imagine the revenue, the income that it would generate for Shamrock Rovers would be phenomenal. And it would be able to, push the club forward in so many different ways. Not Daniel says, do you think Engamoa will get a good amount of game time next season with Barcola coming in? Yeah, because Barcola plays on the left. Rio Engamoa can play on the right, and he did quite a few times last season. So, yeah, I think he will do. I don't think it'll change things. Capital Theories, I want my club supporting on Thursdays. LNZ, I think. Nice. Timbo Ekatiki got a lot of love last year, but didn't he go like 3 months without a goal? Oh, he can't finish. Can't finish. Ekatiki cannot finish. Oh, Ararat are in. Great defending. Wonderful defending that from Shamrock. That was a big, big chance. Armenia now starting to crank up the pressure a little bit here. They are starting to apply a bit more pressure. They've got Rovers kind of penned in their own half here. There's only been one change so far, by the way. Serobian has come off for the Brazilian Franca Carlos, who I believe got an assist, and it's there. It's 2-1. It's 2-1, and it's Sandro Lima, the guy who scored last week as well. He scored in Dublin. Shamrock Rovers 2, Ararat 1. There you go. It's been coming. It's been coming. Now Rovers, I've got it all to do. Comes down the right-hand side. Oh, it's so poor. Oh, yeah. Defensively, they're just all over the place, Rovers. The fact that a guy can get a touch on the 6-yard line, basically. Where does he actually get this touch? It's a great run down the right-hand side. The ball gets played back. The keeper's all at sea. If you can touch the ball twice without anyone getting a tackle in on the 6-yard line, there's something not right. He touched it and then had time to get his head up and place it in the bottom corner. On the 6-yard line, I'm not even kidding. I know the keeper was down and they were all kind of flooding back. That's poor for me. That's really poor for Rovers. Got to do better. Must do better. 2-1 now. Rovers have got 15 minutes to take this to extra time. 15 minutes plus added on. It's been very, very sharp football down that right-hand side between Mulroney and Sobowale. Good ball in. Oh, that was nearly 3-1. Wonderful ball in from the right-hand side. It was a bit of a cross-come shot again. Dug it out. Is it Mulroney? Lovely little stand-up. And the keeper, he's lost it. He just about palms it over his own crossbar. Great little ball, that. And it's gone behind for a Rovers corner. LFC Arb, hello my brothers, watching you on TV. Nice. Rovers with a corner ball. Ararat head it away. Edge of the box. Sobowale. Back out to the corner taker. Got to deliver it well here. Good strike. Oh, it's another big save and another corner. Rovers are back at it. Here we go. Come on. Shahid, what do you think about Luis Diaz to Al Ahly for £80 million? I don't think he'll go. I don't think he'll go for that. I'd be very surprised, personally. Dublin Jimmy, to be fair, from an Irishman, I can understand why lads want to play for England like Rice, because it's better on their CV, sadly. I know, but that's what I'm saying. I think it's frustrating. I think if you nominate Ireland early doors, you should play for Ireland. I don't think you should be able to switch to England. Why? Because Ireland aren't particularly great right now and aren't making World Cups, but England are. If you want to be an Irishman and you nominate Ireland at 16, you should be an Irishman. Same as Scotland, same as England, same as every other country. Should be switching nations and all that. Nominate early. That's your country. You can still have dual nationality from every other perspective, but purely for football, you should have to nominate early. Timbo, Rovers going out tonight would be a sham. It wouldn't rock at all. I'll see myself out. Yeah, please do. Gamer Guru, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. And Dye and Somerville going to Saudi as well. Illiman and Dye, honestly, it baffles me. If Everton sell him for anything north of 60 million quid, they have stolen money, because he's garbage. Illiman and Dye is not anywhere near as good as Everton seemed to make him out to be. Somerville went for, I think it was 60, wasn't it? 60 plus 10. He would nominate himself for Spain. I need the passport for Spain, so maybe I would. I'd have a look and see if I could find a grandma who lived in Spain for a bit. Rovers down the left-hand side. Great football. Ararat. Throw-in to Rovers. Shahid, what do you think about the news on Vinny? It's not really any news, is it? It was rumoured, then it was very quickly quelled. He's going nowhere. Great football. Rovers down the left-hand side. Played in near post. Oh, gone behind for another corner. Watts with the effort at the near post. It's another corner for Rovers. It's all happening here. Come on. Last 12 minutes. Let's get an equaliser and take it to extra time. Somerville putting his career to bed. Hey, he's putting his money worries to bed. It is quite sad though, isn't it, when you see players still in their prime going to Saudi early doors. Rovers with the corner, headed away by Ararat, and just volleyed up the pitch. They have no interest in keeping hold of the ball. Volleyed it all the way down the field to McGinty. Irlando, Sky News says agreed. Sligo boy 4-1 after extra time. Strike! Oh, a bit of a deflection straight in to the goalkeeper. João Bravim. Good bit of football down the right-hand side. That from Afalabi, who's just come on for Mulroney, by the way. Stevens on for Green. Ender Stevens, you might remember him if you've not caught on. He's still playing. He left Stoke. He was at Sheffield United for many years, Ender Stevens. He's back in the League of Ireland now. Bounced around the Football League. And here he is playing in the Champions League. Pete, if that country is crap, then make them better instead of switching. That's it, exactly. That's it. Wayne Rooney very nearly was Irish, wasn't he? Wayne Rooney was quite happy to play for Ireland, but Mick McCarthy said, you can play for the under-21s. And he was like, nah, I'm not playing for the under-21s. If you're calling me up, I'm playing for the first team. And he could have very nearly been Irish, couldn't he, Wayne Rooney? Could have been playing for him. I'm sure Ireland would have been to some World Cups if Wayne Rooney was up front. Timbo, to be fair, you can go to Saudi, earn generational wealth for a couple of years, then just come back to Europe again. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, even if you just do it for 1 year, 1 year is like life-changing, isn't it? I mean, you need 2 years, really, to get the tax breaks. It has to be 2 years away. Foxy, I think it's okay for players that only played for national youth sides and then later switched to a different national team. Thiago Motta, for example. And that's fine. That's to each their own. I'm just a little bit more hardline with it. I think just purely from a football perspective, I don't care what your passport says or what documents you're entitled to or whatever. That's fine. I have dual nationality, have tri-nationality, whatever, quad nationality, whatever suits you. But just from a football perspective, pick a national team. You got to pick it at 16. That's your team then. That's it. You don't get a choice. Not Daniel says, what Big Six team do you think has had the worst summer transfer window so far? Liverpool, comfortably. Not signed anyone, apart from Jacquet. And I actually think Munoz will be a very good signing, by the way. And Jacquet was kind of last year. JTO Dax, Shamrock wins in extra time. Let's hope so. Well, they are on the attack. They need a goal desperately. 82nd minute. Rovers down the right-hand side. Ararat win it back and just hoof it up the pitch. They no interest at all. Ararat have just dropped 10 yards. They're sat on the edge of the box, camped in their own half. Rovers have got it all to do to break them down. They found it quite easy in the first half. Good play in the area. Chance! Oh, how's that stayed out? That was the big moment. It's gone behind for the corner. Rovers very nearly making it 3-1. Great football, that. Lovely little football. Great touch. Edge of the box. And he just deflects off the centre-back, doesn't it? Keeper was stranded. Yeah, deflects off the centre-back and behind for another Shamrock Rovers corner. Here we go. Corner whipped in again. Far post. It looks like it's over everyone, and it is. Straight out for a goal kick. Poor corner. Very poor corner, that one. Timbo, Guru, I don't think Rodgers made sense for you because he gets in the way of Eze. Barcola would be a better signing for Arsenal. He would. Yeah, but he's not going Arsenal. They've been too preoccupied with bloody Vinny. Now Barcola's coming Liverpool. John T. Apps, what game are you watching after this? Game I am watching after this is going to be Liverpool v Wrexham tomorrow. Carlos Hart, I came from the future to tell you all in the 88th minute Pico Lopez is going to score a header from a corner. If that happens, you need to stick around. Timbo, I also think everyone's made too big a deal of Trossard leaving. Yes, he scored the goal against West Ham, but that was his first in like 20 plus games. His time had come to leave. He has been a very important player for Arsenal. I disagree. I think Trossard was pivotal. Like, do you know what? He should score there. It's a massive chance for Rovers again. And it is Pico Lopez. He has to score. Oh, it's a free header. He's got to score. It's a sitter, that. It's another sitter. Rovers should be in front. Like, on aggregate, they should be flying here. They've missed 2 sitters since going back behind on aggregate. Shamrock Rovers 2, Ararat 1. It's 3-2 to Ararat on aggregate. Rovers are making a couple more changes now, as are Ararat as well. The young lad on the left-hand side for Ararat, called Zidane. He hasn't quite played like Zidane, but he's going off now for Shagoyan. Zirar Shagoyan has come on, and Carlier, the midfielder, has gone off for another young midfielder, Michel Avajian. For Shamrock Rovers, they've just brought on 2 more changes. Daniel Mandroyu has come on for Grace, and Najrazi, who came out of the Como Youth Project. Najrazi has come on for Watts. So Rovers throwing the kitchen sink here at Ararat in the last 5 minutes plus injury time. Good ball in, straight through to the keeper again. Not good enough. Not Daniel, I'm a Wrexham fan, but I do think you'll beat us. Well, we're doing a couple of Wrexham games. We're doing Liverpool-Wrexham in the pre-season friendly, but we'll also be doing Wrexham v Middlesbrough in the Carabao Cup, which is first week of August. It's not long away now. It's live on ITV1. I'm going to be watching that one. We've got some other Carabao Cup games coming up as well. Tranmere versus Rochdale. We'll be doing a watch-along for that. On Thursday this week, we're going to be doing more football from League of Ireland teams. Might be doing Bowls. I might do Bowls, or maybe we do Hibs. Hibs versus Malasheva, the second leg for that one. We did the first leg of Hibs. They got beat in Kosovo. So it'd be interesting to see whether or not Hibs can turn that one round at Easter Road. Videos, Variados, Shamrock Rovers. You can. Let's go. Let's hope so. Sam, I'm thankful. Tuna out key because I think we can draw them in the Europa League. Looking forward to August for the draw. And Brendan, things are a little worrying from a Liverpool perspective. Lots of work needs to be done. Absolutely, yeah. As a Liverpool fan, I am getting very, very nervous about the transfer window. And it's about 5-6 weeks left. Got to pick it up. We need about 4 or 5 new players. Is Shamrock Rovers winning right now? Well, they are winning on the night, but they are losing on aggregate. They desperately need a goal. 3 minutes plus added time for Rovers to turn this round, and they've had the chances. It's really poor. Pass straight out of play for a throw into Ararat. That's what they don't need to slow the game down. They don't need to give them any excuses to slow the game down. It's another change for Rovers, and it's Burke who's gone off this time. Who's come on for Burke? Noonan. Michael Noonan, young 17-year-old. Got 5 goals in 23 games for Rovers. But at 17, this is a big moment for him. If he can come on and nick an equaliser to take this one to extra time. I'm Spanish from Barcelona. Hola, hola amigos. Carl says, do you think Madrid is a better option than PSG for Banjaqui? Yeah. Well, no, actually, Real Madrid 100%. Yeah, Real Madrid. There's less competition. At PSG on that right hand side, he's got Doué, he's got Mbaye, Dembele can play there. Like, at Real Madrid, there's only him and maybe Rodrigo, Mastantuono. Rodrigo's only got a year left on his contract at the end of the season. He just broke his leg or whatever. He was out for the World Cup, so Rodrigo's probably going to move on. Looks like Real Madrid have made that decision. Mastantuono, is a talented young boy, but I'm not sure if he's an out-and-out right winger. So Diamand will fly. Diamand, Mbappe, and Vinny is like, wow, that is a front three, like all of them on 99 in FIFA. And I don't play FIFA. I've not played it for a while. I don't even think I'm going to get this year's one, to be honest. Timbo, it's mental how a year changes everything in football. The talk about Liverpool last summer and this summer is so crazily different. People get carried away. Number 1 security, early doors key, but who do you think wins the Champions League? Or who's the favourites? I mean, I'd say Real. With Mourinho in charge, Real. Stop Room Tim says, I think Noonan still has the record for youngest scorer in the Europa League. Does he really? Well, the ball's run all the way through to McGinty here at the other end of the pitch. ABC says, Real Madrid 9s to win the Champions League is crazy, especially if they get Rodri. Yeah, that's the thing. Rodri's a game changer for them. If they throw Rodri in and they've got Diamand, yeah, and Vinny's obviously a new contract and a bit more settled. Yeah, that's a dangerous mix, that one. Cheers, Joe. I will. I absolutely will. I promise you, mate. Videos, I'm a Valencia fan, and your shirt, it's very clean. Yes! Love Valencia. We were talking about Valencia earlier. I'd love to go to the Mestalla. But yes, big Rafa Benitez fan as well. Mauricio Pellegrino, Canizares, Baraja, Vicente, Mister, Ayala, Aymar, Mendieta, Momo Sissoko. Carl O'Neill says, Key, do you think Liverpool would have benefited from no European football this season? No. No, you need European football. Absolutely. It's so important. Rovers want it. There's 4 minutes left here. We're into the first minute of... second minute of added on time. 4 minutes to go. Or rather, 3 minutes to go. Celia and Ignatia is looking like it's going to go to penalties. DRT, how much extra time regulation? 4. 4 added minutes, and we are a minute and a half in. So Rovers have got to get it up to the penalty area quickly. They're messing around with it on the halfway line here. They need to get it forward, and they need to get it forward quickly. There's not a lot of time. If they can pinch one, it goes to extra time. Free kick to Rovers. Sean, the Irish guy, where's Evan Ferguson right now? He's back at Brighton, or is he somewhere else, Key? I think, mate, I think he went back to Brighton. He was at Roma for a spell, wasn't he, Evan Ferguson? Very talented young lad at one stage. Unfortunately, I think he did his knee, and he hasn't quite recovered. Yeah, he's still at Brighton, but yeah, I assume he's going to at some point go out on loan. Ball bobbling around the edge of the box, cleared away. Again, Ararat not bothered about where it goes. They're just hoofing it up the pitch, and McGinty's got it on the halfway line. Rovers pick it up. Come on. This is your chance. Drive. He's done his ankle. Was it his ankle? I apologise. I thought it was his knee. But yeah, there was a lot of rumours Evan Ferguson to United were looking at him. You know, I remember him coming in and scoring the hat-trick. He was fantastic. It just never quite worked out for him after that. But talented boy. Rovers, chance! Oh, that was it! Oh, near post, and it was Noonan. Sobowale with a pull back off the cross. Noonan got a touch. It kind of hit him rather than an actual strike. And it just falls quite fortunately into the keeper's arms, that one. Oh, 60 seconds or so left. Shahid, it's looking like Ararat are going to sneak through. Sadly, yeah, sadly so. About 60 seconds or so left. It's an offside as well. And Ararat players have gone down with cramp, would you believe? Kim Fitzpatrick, why can you not show us the proper game? If I do, mate, I get the channel banned. I'd love to, believe me. My views would go through the roof. I'd love it. It'd be fantastic. I'm not just being like an awkward bastard. I'd love to show you the game. But if I showed you the game, channel gets banned. Yeah. Everything I've worked for to try and take me wife and my little girl away from England and move away, I'd be wasting. Because I've showed you a Shamrock Rovers Ararat Armenia 30 seconds at the end of the game. Wouldn't be worth it. Yeah, Rovers only got themselves to blame. They've been so profligate in front of goal, so wasteful. They've had loads of chances. They really should have finished this game off. You know, you'd be very disappointed with the defending to make it. You know, the Ararat goal was so poor. It was so poor. It's more changes from Ararat, so maybe the referee might add on a little bit more time. Maybe there's going to be a little bit longer because Ararat have made a couple more changes in extra time now. We are still playing, but it's a goal kick or thereabouts for Ararat. They've pumped it long. Got to win the second balls here, Rovers. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. And they've picked it up, Ararat, and they're running it into the corner. They had the chance to just get the ball up the pitch there. It's gone behind. It's going to be a goal kick to Rovers now. And is the ref going to give any time? He's not. He's blown up. He's blown up. That's it. He didn't even let him get the ball out of their own half. Shamrock Rovers crash out, sadly. Very, very disappointing. But they gave a really, really good account of themselves. I think they'll be disappointed in the end to go out in the manner in which they did. They were there for the taking, Ararat. They were absolutely there for the taking. The players for Ararat have collapsed on the pitch. They know they've got away with one tonight. And the away fans, there's only about 8 of them. The away fans are loving it. They've made the trip to Dublin. Very unlucky for Shamrock Rovers. But we now move on to the later games this week. We're going to keep an eye out for Bowls. We've got Bowls on Thursday. Balkany versus Bohemians. The New Saints against Flora in the Conference League, second qualifying round, second leg. Derry City play HNK Rijeka. Coleraine play HJK Helsinki. But we are going to be watching, we're going to be doing a watch along for 8 p.m. Hibernian versus Malisheva. So we'll be doing that 8 o'clock on Thursday night. We'll obviously keep updated on all the other games. Thank you so much for everyone who's joined tonight, who's liked, who's shared, who's commented. If you've not already, consider subscribing to the channel. Takes you 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Click on it. Give us a like. If you enjoyed the watch along, if you found it useful, if you couldn't watch it on whatever normal telly, I watched it for you. I paid for League of Ireland tonight to watch it with you. But we've got Hibs versus Malyshaven on Thursday. Before that, we're going to be doing Liverpool. If you're a Liverpool fan, we're going to be doing Liverpool versus Wrexham. That's a 12:30 kickoff tomorrow night. midnight, basically, in the early hours of Thursday morning. So hopefully you'll join me for that one as well. If not, I appreciate you coming in tonight. And lots of love to everyone anyway. Really appreciate all the Shamrock Rovers fans who popped in. And the Armenians as well. We had a couple of Ararat fans pop in at different points as well. Right. Take it easy, everyone. Have a good night. See you all soon. And thanks again for popping into the tavern. See you soon. Ta-da.